This confused me for the longest time. You delete a file, empty the recycle bin, and it's gone, permanently. Except then you hear about recovery software pulling files back from nowhere, and suddenly nothing makes sense. Until I learned one tiny detail that changes everything. Because here's the thing. Your hard drive is a physical object. It's not a portal to the void. So when you delete a file, the data has to go somewhere, right? Or does it just vanish? This matters because we all do this. We delete old photos, clear out downloads, make room for new stuff. And if you've ever worried about selling your laptop without someone finding your embarrassing high school essays, you've bumped into the problem. Deletion doesn't mean what you think it means. So let's follow a file. Let's say it's a photo. We'll call her Brenda. Brenda is a JPEG of your cousin's wedding. She lives on your hard drive, taking up a cozy chunk of space. Think of your hard drive like a massive library with millions of tiny shelves. Brenda sits on shelf number 4,729,381, and there's a card catalog that tells the computer exactly where Brenda lives. When you delete Brenda, you expect her to disappear. But here's what actually happens. The computer doesn't touch Brenda at all. Instead, it walks over to the card catalog and crosses out her address, just draws a line through it. That's it. The computer now treats shelf 4,729,381 as empty, available for rent, ready for new tenants. But Brenda? She's still sitting there. Same shelf, same spot, completely unchanged. The computer just pretends she doesn't exist anymore. Now you might be thinking, wait, so my hard drive is full of ghost files? Not exactly, because the moment the computer needs space for something new, it's allowed to write over Brenda's shelf, no questions asked. That shelf is marked as free real estate, so if you download a new video, the computer might plop that video right on top of Brenda. And when that happens, Brenda gets overwritten. She's actually gone now, replaced, erased by new data. But here's the weird part. That might not happen for weeks, or months, or ever. It depends on how much new stuff you're downloading and pure random chance. Brenda could be sitting there, perfectly intact, just invisible to the computer for a really long time. This is why recovery software exists. Those programs don't magically resurrect deleted files. They just scan your hard drive, looking for shelves marked as empty but still have old data sitting on them. They find Brenda, dust her off, and put her card back in the catalog. File recovered. And this works surprisingly often because computers don't overwrite data unless they have to. So when you permanently delete a file, you're not destroying it. You're just telling the computer, hey, I don't need this anymore. Feel free to write over it whenever. It's like leaving a note on your desk that says, this paper is trash. Use it for scrap. The paper's still there. You just gave permission for someone to doodle on it. Now, this gets even stranger with modern SSDs, solid-state drives. These are different from traditional hard drives because they use flash memory, not spinning magnetic disks. And flash memory has a quirk. It wears out. Every time you write to a spot, you damage it a tiny bit. When you delete a file on an SSD, something called trim kicks in. Trim is like a background cleaning crew. As soon as the computer marks that space as empty, trim shows up and actually erases the data. It flattens the surface, clears it out, makes it fresh and ready for new writing. This happens automatically, in the background, without you doing anything. Why? Because it's more efficient. The SSD can write new data faster if the space is already blank. So on an SSD, Brenda doesn't hang around. She gets wiped pretty quickly, which is great for privacy, terrible for recovery. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. If you're selling your computer, just deleting files isn't enough, because on a traditional hard drive, all those Brendas are still there, invisible but recoverable. Someone with the right software could pull them all back. This is why secure deletion tools exist. Programs that don't just mark spaces free, they actively overwrite it. They take Brenda's shelf and write nonsense over it, random ones and zeros. Then they do it again and again, 3 times, 7 times, 35 times, depending on how paranoid you are. Each pass makes it harder to recover the original data. After enough passes, the original data is gone, truly, completely, unrecoverably. And honestly, for most people, 1 or 2 passes is plenty. Or, you could just physically destroy the drive, drill holes through it, smash it with a hammer. That works too. So let's compare. On a traditional hard drive, deletion is lazy. The computer says, I'll get around to erasing this later. Maybe. On an SSD, deletion is proactive. The drive says, nope, cleaning this up right now. Both approaches have trade-offs. Traditional hard drives give you a grace period for recovery. SSDs give you better performance and privacy. So where do permanently deleted files go? Nowhere. They stay exactly where they were. They just become invisible, forgotten, waiting to be overwritten or recovered. They're digital ghosts haunting your hard drive until something else takes their place. And that's the weird truth. Deletion isn't destruction. It's permission to forget. The computer stops looking for them, but the data, it sticks around, quiet and patient, until the drive decides it needs that space for something new. So next time you empty your recycle bin, remember, you didn't erase anything. You just told your computer to stop caring. And sometimes, that's close enough.